Greetings, trainers. It's me, again, finally making the promised video, even though it's like 2 or 3 weeks late or so. And this time I brought a guest.
Yo.
It's Blayke. I'm not sure if you guys know him, but I think we need scripts or something, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, this is Blayke's...
Like Stellar, I'm a nerd. I'm a total nerd, and I got dragged along. Help! Send help!
No, silence.
My family is safe, or so I've been told. And I'm not being held hostage against my will. Not at all. Nope. Not one bit.
It's basement time again, Blayke.
Ah, frick.
Anyways, so yeah, you might have noticed that this is a Fire Emblem Heroes video and not a Pokemon one. I've actually been wanting to do a fair video for ages now. I just haven't really, cause you know, like how there's a bunch of different creators on YouTube that have their own niches. Like one of them does build videos, another one does analysis, and others do memes, and so on and so forth. And like they're already well established, so like it was kind of off-putting for me, because like whatever I could do was like probably being done better by someone else. And also I'm mostly a free-to-play guy, so I kind of don't have access to all the nutty skills that they show off. So then I just like...
And you have access to the best waifus.
Obviously, that comes naturally to every fair player.
But you know, I mean, I think that's kind of just one thing, is that, you know, no matter what, you know, someone else is always going to be better than you, unless you're like, I don't know, Jesus level good at everything. But you know, like, there's always room for improvement. So, you know, I think being discouraged because of a lack of skill or a lack of perceived skill, because sometimes, you know, you say, oh, and I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying in general, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I'm horrible at this thing, but it's just, you know, how you perceive it, not necessarily how it is.
Yeah, I guess I could look at it that way.
Yeah, I think in spite of that, you know, just gotta do the thing. Gotta play the Fire Emblem.
Yeah. And like the thing that convinced me to do it, aside from the very delayed promise that I made, was that, like, so I mentioned that there's a bunch of different creators on YouTube that do Fire Emblem stuff, and then one day I bumped into some lesser known ones. It seems to be a group, but so far I only know about 2 of them. And then I saw them doing a style of video that I was like, hey, I could probably do that. And I'm pretty sure we're about to do it. So let's do it.
Heck yeah.
So, okay, so like you mentioned before, Blayke...
I'm like clearing my throat a lot.
Yeah. So like, Blayke, you mentioned that like you kind of were interested more or less in Fire Emblem Heroes before.
Yeah, I think I gave it a try back when it launched for the Nintendo, like, points, because back when it launched, I don't know why, I thought my Nintendo was cool, and I really wanted, I think I really wanted the Picross, the Legend of Zelda Picross they had. So I played Fire Emblem Heroes and that Mii game they used to have on phones as my primary source of getting those points, so that I could get the Legend of Zelda Picross, and then I got it, and it it was Picross, all right.
I mean, Picross is great.
But then I deleted the app afterwards, so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So like, so you played it for a little bit then? I kind of just thought that you haven't played it yet, like, at all.
No, I played it for a bit to get through, like, the tutorial and whatnot, and then I deleted it after that because I got all the points I needed, and then I have not really played much Fire Emblem, so I, you know, kind of assumed, oh, it's for Fire Emblem fans, and I'm not a Fire Emblem fan yet at the time. So, like, I just stopped playing it and deleted it off my phone at the time just because, I had no idea. All I knew was Marth was voiced by Ben 10 Sasuke Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal. And that was it. Like, that was all I really knew about it. That and probably the Roy's Our Boy meme.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably what most people know from Smash. Well, it's either that or the being salty because Byleth got into Smash before Dante.
Yeah, that was. Well, I mean, if they add Dante, they'll just have to add on the front of the box featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
True.
And Knuckles.
Okay, so then, like, you also mentioned that you didn't play it much because at the time you thought it was for Fire Emblem fans and stuff.
Yeah, and I never played Fire Emblem at the time because I didn't know that there were games where your characters didn't die, and I'm the sort of person that, like, if there's permadeath in the game, I'm, like, horrible because I'll make, like, I'll, like, play the whole game super carefully, and then I'll make, like, one really dumb decision, and then I'll either lose all my characters, or if it's one of those games where it's, like, just the protagonist has permadeath, and then your, like, save files deleted or whatever, like, Minecraft hardcore mode, I'll make, like, one minor stupid decision, and then, like, it all just, like, blows up, and I'm like, nope, yeah, that sounds a bit too intense, and it's an RPG, and RPGs are long, and I don't want to, like, lose a character I spent hours grinding for. And then I learned, like, years later, oh, that's just like earlier games. So if I get used to the strategy, I can then go back to those games if I wanted to, experience the true pain of a Fire Emblem fan.
Yeah, like, Fire Emblem games back then were painful, and they kind of still are painful, just less because they made casual mode. But even in casual mode, like, it's not really a good idea to let a unit fall because, like, they miss experience for the rest of the map. And that really sucks. A lot.
Yeah. It's the same incentive as other RPGs in casual mode because I have started 3 houses. I won't say which house I picked in order to avoid starting a war in the comments section.
Blue Lion House for the win. Pretend I didn't say that.
I mean, I created 3 save files, 1 for each house, so...
Look at this galaxy
the
brain.
Chessmaster. It's an Omega Galaxy Brain move. Like, oh no, I just have them all on different settings and all that, and I just chose the easiest one to go with, and as the one I'm focusing on first. I couldn't pick. Man, I'm indecisive. There's no way I'm picking. They all got quality waifus. I ain't picking any of the waifus over the others. All waifus are created equal.
That is so beautiful. Such a beautiful speech. I too cannot pick one waifu. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugh.
I guess to quote Animal Farm, you could say some waifus were created more equal than others.
Basically. So speaking of 3 houses, like, I'm not sure if you know, because, like, you just mentioned you don't really do much Fire Emblem, but, like, so Heroes has this thing called Choose Your Legends, which is like a voting thing where people vote on their favorite characters, and the top 2 winners for guys and girls get alts in the game that are referred to as Brave alts, that are basically like when a person gets a rise in status or like job position or something. So like for example, Brave Eliwood is like him as the Marquess of Fere, which is like the position his dad had to like symbolize that he's got over the sad, really painful part of having to lose him and something. Or at least I think that's what it is. I hope I'm not getting it completely wrong. I don't want to piss off the wrong people. But, like, I was kind of clear, right? Like, you don't need me to explain it again?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, yeah,
Hopefully
that's...
no connection problems yet.
I hope so. Okay, so like that's basically Choose Your Legends. Like it happens about every year or so. And this year it's kind of wild. So, because first of all, you have like Marth at at the top of the list right now, after like 4 years of not. So like the Marth fans have been getting really wild about that. Okay, but then at number 2 and 3, you have Gatekeeper and Crom. One of them is an NPC, and the other one is a lord.
So it's like the Fire Emblem equivalent of Green Biker, dude.
Basically. Okay, and like on
It's just this one.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's just this like one-off character who like you know nothing about, but it's like everyone loves them for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna talk about the girls section because like that's less hectic than the guys. But like for the past Choose Your Legends, like Marth has been doing not very good. Like he would always get less than second or third, and like you have to vote at least second place to get an alt. So like for 4 years, Marth has just been getting not voted for enough. And this year it's finally happening, so those fans are satisfied, but now there's a completely different problem. Because like people don't like Gatekeeper for the fact that he's beating an actual lord, and the lord in question is one of the more well-liked ones. Like I'm pretty sure you know how many people just go wild for Crom.
Yeah, Google Chrome seems to be rather popular.
Yeah, so like we're just waiting to see what exactly is going to happen, because like at first people mostly voted for Gatekeeper because it was like a funny meme, and like they didn't actually think it was gonna go very far. But then like the interim got posted, and then they saw that he was actually in second, unironically, without bots. Because like there was a bot scenario earlier where like they made a bunch of votes for this other NPC called George that was like a vendor in the Tellius games. And they actually voted him in despite that, so that made them take some anti-bot measures this year, which is why you need a My Nintendo account to actually vote this time.
It's a bit of a shame that they had to do that in the first place. You know, like people just can't, let the competition be.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was going somewhere, but I just kind of got sidetracked when I was talking about bots. For some reason. Has it ever happened to you where you were going to say something, but then you lose your train of thought, and then you just sit there like an idiot trying to figure out what it is you were thinking about?
Oh, all the time, like nonstop. Especially when I'm recording something. Like it's what I call it the what's it called? I call it the recording paradox. It's where like you've got like a topic and you got stuff you want to talk about, and you got okay, here's all my thoughts, and this is and I fill the time that I've got allotted for this episode, and then I hit the record button and I'll like mess up the intro, or I'll like totally just like blank out like mid sentence, and I'll be like, what am I talking about? What episode is this on? What? Huh?
Ugh, God,
Or
I hate when that happens.
similarly, I'll be like I'll have a script or something like that I've like got all I've got the emotional beats down and everything, and I'm like I've got that all squared away, and and then I hit record, or if it's like, and then I'll hit record, and then I'll like mess it all up, and I'll be like, what the heck? Why? Like I'll be able to perform it like for someone else like perfectly fine, but then the second I want to record it for myself, it's like, oh no.
Man. It's like, and the worst part is that this isn't like a unique problem that's like for one person. It happens to everyone at some point. Like even the top, like really good producers no, that's not the word I was looking for. Like the top YouTubers, yeah. Like, yeah, it does happen to them too. Like, I can't name any specific person because no specific person comes to mind, but I'm pretty sure that it does because they're people and people make these kind of mistakes. So, like, yeah, it's just like you were really motivated to do this one thing that you were like hyping it up for, and then it happens and you just kind of can't. I don't know why, man. I can't control my voice today. Cannot keep it consistent.
I've got a similar issue. I find if I'm being louder than normal, just like move whatever you're recording with like a bit further away, and then you can kind of maintain a similar audio level. It does help that when I record stuff, I can see the waveforms of the audio, so I know like what's louder, what's quieter.
Yeah, I cannot. Well, not yet at least. I plan to, but yeah, that is currently not within my scope of ability. I don't think that was the right phrase, but pretend it was.
You could maybe go back in like when editing and like clip out the audio bits that are like more loud than you want or more quiet than you want, and adjust the volume for that individual bit.
I mean, yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, I was still talking about Choose Your
Of course,
Legends. You were saying something?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say you can only do so much, though. You know, like there's there's only really so much you can do, and even then, you can kind of still tell like what the original volume was if you have two clips side by side.
Yep. Okay, so I was on Choose Your Legends. Yeah. Okay, so like I mentioned that like the meme became an actual competitor against a well-known and mostly well-liked lord. And that has sparked quite the Twitter fest. Like I'm talking all out just flame wars all over the place over Gatekeeper actually beating out Crom. And it's kind of like, oh man, like, isn't the point of this to like actually just vote for the people you like and have fun and stuff? Like, I'm 90% sure.
The salt is strong with this fan.
Huh? It's like, I think the people kind of forgot that this is a thing that was made to have like fun. Cause it doesn't really sound like a bunch of people are having fun right now. I mean, I am. Like, I'm having fun. I'm not sure about everyone else, though.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how hard you try, there's always going to be, some group of people that try to just drain the fun from any activity.
Yeah, that's not a unique thing. It happens all the time, and it's Fire Emblem, so it happens a lot more than you'd think. So yeah, I'm just waiting till what's today, the 26th? Today's the 26th, right?
I'm not a cultured individual who plays Fire Emblem.
Okay then, so I'm just waiting till like the 28th, because that's when the voting ends, to see what the outcome is and how people are going to take it. Because so far, it doesn't look that great. Okay, so that was for the guys. The girls, it's kind of not as bad for the girls. People are mostly tame about it. Okay, so for girls, this year in first place is Erica, who I'm not sure you know. Do you know the Sacred Stones?
I've heard of it, but I have not played it, and I have also. I mean, granted, I've only played a bit of Fire Emblem 7, but so I kind of know its cast, but Sacred Stones I know nothing about. I'd say the only games I kind of know about, or would it be Awakening, sort of Fates, because I kind of followed the hype train for that one before not buying the game inevitably because I couldn't decide on a version. Three Houses, and Fire Emblem 7. I think I mentioned that one already, so I guess twice. Fire Emblem 7.
Yeah, that's Blazing Blade. I think. Yeah, that is. Okay, so Sacred Stones is the 8th one. It's the last one for the Game Boy. And basically, it's two lords trying to find out why there's monsters all over their continent and why the peaceful country suddenly invaded and yada yada yada. And Erica is the female lord for that game. The male is her brother
Okay.
Ephraim, who is also her twin.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically Sacred Stones. So I'm not sure what the deal with Erica is. Like, I don't see people complaining about her being in first place, so I'm assuming that they wanted her to win this year, or for the past few years. And,
Yeah, I mean,
you were gonna say something?
oh, sorry, picked it up on my end. I was just gonna say, I mean, I bet especially if it's like an underrated game, like fans of underrated games, especially in larger franchises, are gonna be a lot more passionate about that. So maybe that's why there's a lot less, like flame wars over this, because maybe people are like, oh, good for the people who like that game.
I mean, I think that's mostly what it is, because, like, a lot of people know Sacred Stones, but, like, they don't feel passionately for it, like Awakening or Fates. And so I think the deal here is that, like, Erica is one of the less popular lords in the series. Partly because she's one of the fast but not strong kind of characters, like Lynn. So, like, if you play through the whole game, you could end up with a really low strength Erica, and that just turns a lot of people off. And the other part is because of who she is as a character. And by that, I mean she doesn't like fighting, so you can probably imagine how people responded to that.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's winning Choose Your Legend, so I'm guessing people had a change of heart, or they just wanted to see what they'd do with Erica. But the main thing here is that she's in first place, right? I mentioned this. But in second, third, and fourth are female Byleth, Marianne, and Bernadetta, respectively. So, like, you probably know that those three are from three houses. The most recent, and as of right now, most popular Fire Emblem game. Which means that Erica has a lot of competition to face if she wants to remain at the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there's probably more fans of classic than modern Fire Emblem. Like if you were to combine, all the different fans of each digital game, and maybe that's why, or I don't know, maybe some people just like the design of the character.
I mean, yeah, there are more than a few people who get really attached to someone because of their assets. Gonna just pretend I put a picture of, like, pretend, you know who a Camila is, right?
That's the one from the purple house in the Fates, right?
Yes, the Purple House. Camila from...
The purple faction, the ones with the creepy blonde dude.
Gonna have to be more specific than that.
I know. Oh, does Fire Emblem have like a lot of creepy people with blonde hair? Is that like a trope they follow a lot?
I wouldn't say that. It's just like there's a lot of creepy people. So, like, I'm not sure which one specifically you're talking about. Like, do you mean Leo?
I could be. I don't know any of that, but I know which character you're talking about. The one that has 1,000,001 ults that I've heard people complaining about her having a lot of ults.
No, you mean Lynn and Camila.
Well, I know. That's how I know what character you're talking about. Is that also again having followed the hype train of Fates back in the day.
Yeah, back when people... Actually, I think the opinion of Fates has mostly stayed the same throughout the years. But I'm not sure because I don't really follow. Because, like, I've got more important things to do than rates to the waifus and husbandos. Well, that's a lie.
Like actually play.
But yes, I do things for reasons other than waifus and husbandos. I can like people for reasons other than just their titties.
Sometimes you watch it for the plot.
Yes.
Like actually, not in the joking sense. Like you just because sometimes you got this deep and complex story with different factions and all that stuff, and sometimes you play it for that, not just for the characters. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say that word, characters.
Yeah, like
And
not everyone's in it
characters.
for boobs or abs or like stuff. Some people just genuinely want to play the games, and that's perfectly fine.
I will say, having played a lot more Three Houses than I did Fire Emblem 7, which was on an emulator that really didn't work and corrupted my save, sadly.
That's very sad.
But
Press F in the chat.
I will say I like the strategy. I think I might be a strategy RPG fan because I don't know. This is the second one I've played, but and I really like I like chess. That's my issue. Is I like playing chess in real life. Like anytime I get the chance, I like to play chess with friends. And I know this sounds kind of pretentious, like, oh yes, I love playing chess. I'm such a dignified man. But like genuinely, I just think it's fun. I just think it's neat. And so I kind of like that with Fire Emblem is the strategy and all that stuff, and trying to outpredict an AI and all that stuff, which is decently complex, and thinking, okay, I don't want this character to die. I don't want this character to die because they're very powerful and they're the ones that can carry me. But also at the same time, this character would die very easily, but I don't want to sacrifice them for X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, that's the thing about Fire Emblem. It's
So
like
it's fun.
Yeah, like you need to think really hard, especially on the higher difficulties, about who you send to do what. Because, like, they can do well against one thing, but then you remember that your dodge chance is based entirely on, like, a percentage, and you could get really lucky and just avoid everything, or you could get very unlucky and have them all land a bunch of 60% hits, and you missing an 80%, for example.
Yeah, RNG can be a pain in the butt sometimes, because sometimes it's like, oh, this character can only survive like 3 more hits, and then they get hit with a critical hit.
Man. Hate when that happens. But on the plus side, it's very satisfying when you clear that one map that you really hate.
Yeah, or you take out that one unit that's been like slowly but surely picking off each of your pieces one by one.
Yeah. Like, I think I mentioned it to you that I'm doing a bows only run of 3 houses right now. I have mentioned it to you, right?
Yeah. How's that going, by the way?
Okay, so, like, yesterday, wait, no, it was on Sunday. I got to the chapter 12. I'm not telling you what that is because I don't think you're there yet. But, like, that's one of the chapters where the Death Knight shows up. And if you know the Death Knight, you know that he's weak to the Luna spell that Lysithea has. But, like, since I'm doing a bows only run,
Yeah.
I don't have Luna. Which means that the best option to taking him out is gone. And because I'm playing on hard mode, it means that the Death Knight actually moves instead of just staying there. Which means that to get, like, I actually have to fight him instead of just ignoring him. And I don't know if you've fought him yet. Have you fought him yet?
I have not.
Okay. Well, he has the counterattack skill, which means he will be able to attack you no matter who initiates. Like, if it's someone from 2 tiles or 3 tiles away, he'll always be able to counterattack. And his personal weapon has, like, a really high crit rate. So if your unit doesn't kill him in one hit, then he's going to hit back, probably with a crit.
So probably extremely frustrating.
It is extremely frustrating. Like, he's not guaranteed to land a crit, but it's really likely. And the fact that he has relatively high defenses, compounded with high speed, it means that if you leave any lower speed unit in front of him, or even the decently fast ones, he'll probably double and or possibly kill them. If you're not careful. So, like, I didn't really think about the Death Knight very much until I found him again. And then I remembered, oh shit, I don't have Luna? What do I do here?
I mean, I guess you just have to power on through, right?
I mean, I did,
I think
somehow.
your strategy.
Yeah, like, so what I did was, like, I checked the units that I sent over to his side to see which one had the lowest chance of being doubled when going up against him, because nobody was fast enough to double him. It was just not happening. But, there were units that I had that were fast enough to avoid being doubled. One of them was Lysithia, believe it or not. And yes, she did survive. She didn't get crit. She hit him once. Then I'm not sure what I did next, but I'm pretty sure I had, like, Ignatz use Break Shot on him. And he dodged, luckily. And then I had Cyril. He learns Point Blank Volley, which, like, turns your bow into a Brave Bow, but at close range, to finish him off afterwards. So yeah, I feel really satisfied about the way that I did that. No Luna challenge, as I like to call it. Although that was only part of the map. You say something? You kind of got cut off there.
Oh, I was just saying, sounds like a bit of a painful boss fight. But I actually have to go real quick.
Ah, right.
Get the mail and all that stuff. Sorry about that. But it was nice talking with you, and when I get back, we could do like a wrap-up segment or whatever.
Right. Okay, then. So, I will see you soon. Thank you for being here. Because, like, I know you have other stuff to do. So, I really appreciate you just dropping by.
Yes, thank you.
Alright then. We'll see you in a little bit.